It's Kai here. I don't even know what day it is. Um, yeah, Saturday, and trying this new slicked back look. I'm not quite sure if I'm digging it, but whatever. It's good to try new things, right? So what am I doing? Oh yeah, so the big thing today or tonight that I explored based on somebody's really good idea that I stole and basically it's another trans guy and what he did before his voice changed while on before he was on T is that he used GarageBand, which is this program on Macs that allows you to play with vocals and music and create your own stuff, right? And so I went on there and I tinkered around and I basically was able to masculinize my voice, which was very exciting because as I've talked about in previous postings, I have this pretty extreme voice dysphoria right now, voice dysphoria, and as a result, I feel uncomfortable even now. You know, I don't feel like I hear myself, and so I wanted to see what it would be like to hear myself with a deeper voice. So yeah, so this is the result. I have now a clip that I've put together, and I'm reading W.H. Auden's poetry, and there's this really one good one of my favorite quotes from him and I first have it just the clip in my own voice right now, or my current voice, and then I add this soulful effect, and that's this much deeper voice, and it's kind of a very powerful contrast. Anyways, I'll play it to you, and then I'll talk some more. Hello, this is Kai Scott. I'll be reading a quote from W.H. Auden. All I have is a voice, to undo the folded lie, the romantic lie in the brain, of the sensual man in the street, and the lie of authority, whose buildings grope the sky. There is no such thing as the state, and no one exists alone. Hunger allows no choice, to the citizen or the police. We must love one another or die.
Hello, this is Kai Scott. I'll be reading a quote from W.H. Auden. All I have is a voice, to undo the folded lie, the romantic lie in the brain, of the sensual man in the street, and the lie of authority, whose buildings grope the sky. There is no such thing as the state, and no one exists alone. Hunger allows no choice, to the citizen or the police. We must love one another or die.
Hello, this is Kai. So, holy smokes. Yeah, it just it's hugely exciting to listen to that. Like right now, I'm like shaking, and yeah, on the verge of tears because I definitely. It's not that it's a familiar thing because I've never spoken at that, base or to. I'm not capable of doing that just on my own right now. So I can't say it's familiar, but it feels. It's weird to say something that's not familiar, but it's home, and that's tough. Like, and I haven't even spoken in that. Like, it's not internalized. It's out. It's still something external, but at least it gives me an idea. And like I was writing to a friend, my trans friend, who I was telling him that it's very soothing to hear that voice because I think it gets pretty tough. Some don't think I know it gets really tough in my current state, and it's agitating, and I get upset and I get frustrated, and I have a lot of anxiety around things as they are right now, and so to hear that gives me an idea. It forecasts things a bit, even if that's not how my voice will sound on T. It gives me something, right? Something to go on because otherwise it gets really tough. And so right now that's really important. And so that clip was really, really powerful. It really landed for me. Kind of like, wow, this is a possibility. It may not go that low or it may go differently or whatnot, but this is how, yeah, it could sound. And it's just beautifully low. Like, listen to this.
Undo the folded lie, the romantic lie in the brain, of the sensual man in the street, and the lie of authority, whose buildings grope the sky. There is no such thing as this.
And they still sound like gentle and kind, and like that part of my voice is not lost, and the cadence of it, and the important core pieces are not lost, right? Like, that's my fear, is that, I'll somehow, lose part of myself. And I don't feel like in that clip that I lose anything. It's still all there, but it kicks it down a couple notches. Because it's interesting, because like when like when people modify their voice, this is tough. Like if women were to modify their voices up, like it would sound weird, or if anybody were to modify, like a guy were to modify his voice up or down or whatnot, it just, people wouldn't be able to recognize themselves. And I think that's what I've been dealing with all my life. Maybe not prepubescent, because, everyone has pretty much this, the kids have similar voices, right? There's no distinction. But, from 15 on, there is a lack of recognition. Or another thing I thought about today that was really profound is that I still sound like prepubescent guy. If that makes any sense. So there is a recognition, but it feels like a voice that's been left behind, or it would have been left behind if I had, the proper puberty. And so it's not relevant anymore, and it doesn't feel adult. My voice doesn't feel adult, which sounds really bizarre because, I'm speaking and I feel prepubescent with my voice. Like I never grew up. And so I think part of why it's difficult for me to take myself seriously, or to allow myself to ease into adult-like things, is somewhat related to my voice, or to kind of what's going on related to that. I don't know. I'm rambling a bit, and I'm just piecing these things together as I speak, so they're not fully formed. But I think there's something here at play, because I have a hard time. I do adult things, but mentally I don't feel like, I don't know the best wording around it. I don't feel at home in them. And I wonder if some of it is because I still am stuck in a prepubescent type mindset related to my voice or my gender or whatnot. I wasn't able to grow up as I should have in the other gender. This is all very bizarre, but I'm just talking without thinking, and that's sometimes very fruitful exploration. Anyways, this whole voice thing is really exciting to me, and I think it becomes more and more difficult to be patient around this piece, because I want to hear something else now, or I'm ready to hear something else coming from my mouth. And so with that, I will end this post so I don't have to hear myself anymore. I can go back to my silence. Anyways, hope you all have a good evening. Bye.